What's up, everybody? I'm Chris with Plaza Walls and the Oklahoma Mural Syndicate. We're about to give you a tour of all the new murals that were painted at the Mural Expo of 2019. Let's start here at the beginning. Let's give a little shout out to our sponsor. Makes everything possible, which is Mason Realty Investments. They were the first people to believe in us, to give us permission to paint their walls. They were our first sponsor, and they're continuing, still our sponsor today. So they're our oldest sponsor and longest running partner in the project. Thank you, MRI. This piece right here is our welcome sign, so welcome to the Plaza Walls. This was done by Sarah Sullivan, AKA Sully String on Instagram. She's a fantastic artist, deals with textiles and patterns and all of these like kind of cubism and kind of like a throwback modernism with the typography here. I love it. I love these horizontal stripes that kind of interrupt the pattern here. It's pretty cool. But as you can see, it says welcome to Plaza Walls, PLAZAWALLS right there. Pretty cool. We have, and Sarah Sullivan is from Tulsa. So we have artists from all over the project that come out to paint at the Mural Expo. Case in point is Vagabond Dom, which is all the way from Long Island, New York. He lives out at Rockaway Beach, and he's an avid surfer, which is kind of why he painted this boardwalk with the surf and the buildings over here and the beautiful sunset. Dominic, or Vagabond Dom, as we call him, has been painting graffiti since he was a kid. Literally, I think since like '92 or something like that. Still uses aerosol paint, but does kind of a more realistic and abstract form with his artwork nowadays, instead of tagging everything, which is what he used to be known to do. A lot of our artists have graffiti backgrounds. A lot of our modern day muralists use spray paint in their artwork. So that's a natural progression for a lot of the graffiti guys that grew up. Nowadays, of course, they don't want to get in trouble writing their names on everything. So they've switched to doing kind of large scale murals. Case in point is Zuawe. Zuawe is an excellent graffiti artist, but has moved into doing these kind of like high conceptual type of paintings here, as you can see. This is, I think, some type of like focus, like a bokeh out of focus, but it's pretty cool. Makes you think, makes you wonder what's going on here. And really, that's the coolest thing about artwork, is when it makes you think. It makes you ponder and question what you're looking at. So, last year, Denise Duong painted this beautiful mural for Lyric Theater. And we wanted to let that run for a couple more years. So it's still running from last year's expo. And we're just completely in love with it. So until we come up with a better idea, we want to continue to keep it up and celebrate it. In the last couple months, we've added what we call our community wall. We use this, it's a fast rotating wall that we can experiment with. At the expo, we had basically, this was a permission wall where you walked up, you made a donation, you got a can of spray paint, and you got to write your name or paint whatever you wanted. It's a lot of fun to incorporate the community and have an opportunity for them to get involved and be able to paint something and write their name and contribute to the whole atmosphere. Because that's really what it's all about, is celebrating community and all the artists that are coming together to make this awesome piece of public art. Here we've got Axzilla, and this is just Axzilla this year. Axzilla comes from Houston. He's an amazing artist, has a graffiti background, does large scale murals like this nowadays. This is his tri-dog, so triangle dog. And this is a character that he's been putting up for probably 2 decades around the nation, all over the world. And it's sponsored by Monster Energy. This year, Monster Energy came on board to be our presenting sponsor for the Expo of 2019. So we're very thankful for Monster Energy Drink, Unleash the Beast. He gave a little shout out to myself. Little pyramid guy down there. That's my name on Instagram. I used to write Pyramid Guy and draw the little character running all over the nation. So he did a little shout out. Appreciate that, Ak. Lauren Miller with Golden and True Tattoo. She's an excellent tattoo artist. Her studio is right behind these windows here. So this is essentially the front of her shop. And so she does amazing black and white line work. Her tattoo work is phenomenal, very clean and precise. So you can kind of see that with her work here. We love the monochromatic style. It fits well with everything else that we're trying to do. And if you'll notice, we have a new storefront as well. This big Plaza Walls logo was painted by myself. I didn't want to ask another artist to paint our logo. So I took a back seat to the Mural Expo this year and painted the gallery storefront, which provides a great photo op. So some of our fence was added this year. Some of the previous pieces of art were already there. But what's really cool about this year is that we had a first come, first serve basis at the Mural Expo. So if you're an up and coming artist or an artist that doesn't want to tackle something too big, you just want to paint something really small, then this is a great opportunity. So we have this artist here, Nick Marrero, who painted this really weird, funky, purple demon thing. The Rascal Pack, they're a great little group of artists that have started painting murals here in town just recently. We love the work that they're doing. Trash Wolf and Hesher, AKA Westifer on Instagram. But they painted this, pretty fun. I love the hand with the octopus coming out. Over here we have Cassie Stover. Cassie Stover did some awesome work with the lemurs. She always has kind of a humorous tone to her stuff. So you can see that lemurs are intense. They have a very intense look. So you can kind of see that up there, which I think, again, what a photo opportunity. You're intense. Virginia Sights. Virginia Sights is an artist that primarily does a lot of print work. She works at Art Space at Untitled and runs the print shop back there. She teaches print classes. She is a screen printing aficionado, but also has really started to explode with her awesome, bright, colorful, large-scale murals. I love all the texture and all the layers that she puts down. Then she puts down tape and then masks that layer and comes on top of it with another layer. And then you peel it away and reveal all this awesome confetti mountain type stuff. So it's pretty cool. Check her out. Don Jaye is a local artist that we just love his exploration with just two colors, black and white. We really love the kind of like tribal look to it. He's definitely channeling some type of tribalistic background in his ancestry. It's pretty cool to see it all come to fruition. Has kind of like a future vibe to it too. One of our favorite artists, Brady Creative, made the chopping block this year, so he survived the chopping block, I guess. And this is from the previous year, and it was one of our favorites on the fence, so we saved it for last, and that last person never showed up, so it survived. And we'd also like to thank Fowler Automotive for providing cars to all of our artists for the Mural Expo, traveling artists. So an important part of our project is incorporating and including our whole artistic community. The graffiti guys are definitely a part of that community. We like to include them in our projects, include them in our events. And it's really important that you do, because we don't want these taggers coming and tagging our murals. So including them in our events lets them know that we appreciate them. Our project was founded on graffiti. I wouldn't be painting murals today if I hadn't picked up a can as a kid. So we like to incorporate them and include them whenever possible. The fence allows us to do that because they want to do something really quick and don't have a lot of attachment to it. So this is Destro, one of our oldest graffiti guys here in OKC. Print Party's from Tulsa. She's fantastic. Has a lot of kind of like a throwback vintage style, but yet with this kind of like modern push to it. I really love all of the different doodads and some of the action here. And I was seeing like streets, but I know those aren't streets. That's the great thing about artwork, is you can create your own imagination around it. Again, we have Step Back Zach, which is another graffiti artist here in town that is making waves, doing things, painting. So we're really excited about incorporating him as well. Again, we have Germ over here. Germ's been an anchor figure in the graffiti community here in Oklahoma City for probably over 2 decades now. We love allowing him and giving him the space to come rock some letters. Like I said, it's really important to us that we incorporate graffiti. It was like the foundation of the project. So we have a local favorite, which is Denise Duong. So Denise paints this wall every year. It's a request from our property owner. It's his only request. So he said, I want Denise painting the back of the Pritchard, which is also a restaurant that he's invested in. Okay. So this is the back of the Pritchard, and we really love Denise's work back here. Dusty Gilpin, who used to run Tree and Leaf. So he now goes by the artist name Okie Dust. Right there, you can see his handle. And this is now the storefront for the Plaza District. So this is the executive office for the district director. And so we'd love to teaming up with Dusty Gilpin with the Plaza District, because he's been kind of an anchor community member for the last like 10 years. He's had a shop here and a gallery for about 10 years. So we teamed him up with them, and I love the concept that they came up with, which was, it was all a dream. And really that harkens back to the beginning of the whole district, because it was ran down, underutilized, completely neglected, boarded up, you know, a lot of nefarious activity going on. And then a lot of dreamers came in and said, what if we did this? You know, what if we did this? Yeah. And so it was all a dream. I love it. And this Muppet is a local artist that makes these Muppets. So he used that, and it's kind of funny. And then we have our co-founder, Dylan Bradway, who's working on this piece. He's not quite done yet. Dylan's been incredibly busy. So if you step back here, you can kind of see the snake handler. This is one of my favorite artists. I've known Wiley for about 15 years now. Again, we were just kids running around with spray cans in Kansas City. That's where I met Wiley. Wiley's from Houston though. So we were all up there at a big graffiti event and met. And Wiley's just been killing it. He travels all over the world, and he does these, he writes love on these little like just random scraps of plywood or like random 2x4s. He'll just chop them up and paint love on them, and then he just drills them into telephone poles all over the world. Really? He's all over Italy, all over Europe, all over America. And yeah, so this is Wiley. He drove all the way up from Houston with Axilla. Again, some of our graffiti guys. As you can see, the graffiti guys love the fence because they just want to do something quick and get it done. We have Groyn, G-R-O-Y-N, from the Half Dead crew from Dallas, Texas. Groyn came up with Frenemy, which Frenemy flew in from Malaysia, but he's originally from Dallas. We'll check out Frenemy's mural at the kind of towards the end there. We have Down, that came in from Colorado. We have Hush, who's a local break dancer here. He's an excellent dancer. Teaches kids and stuff. And this is Smile. Smile's also a local graffiti artist. And then Sadat. Sadat's really phenomenal. So this monolithic beast over here. Yeah, so this is Joe Skills from Dallas, which did the elephant. And then Sean Valley is from Oklahoma City, and he did this trippy caterpillar guy. And I'll tell you what, that's just phenomenal. Their creativity and imagination is really cool. Again, shout out to our sponsors, Monster Energy, Mason Realty Investors, our first and longest sponsor, and onemotorcycle.com. I'm not too sure, I can't remember the name of this artist, but one of the artists that we had never met showed up that day, said, I have paint, do you have a spot on the fence? We said yes, and here you go. This is Creed B, he's a local artist. Creed's really stepped up his mural game in the last couple years. I think this might be like his second largest mural that he's ever painted. He's really got it down. He's using all spray paint, and he's got the line work down, really easy. See how clean this stuff is? That takes a while to learn to do, but he's got it down. And as always, we're powered by Google, which is awesome. People ask what that means. Aside from giving us money for artist stipends, they also help us out with some tech. So we are featured on the Google Arts and Culture website. We have stories that we've uploaded there. They've sent the 360 camera crew through the project, and you can get on Google Maps and you can type in Plaza Walls, and just like you're in a car doing with the Google Maps, the street view, you can do that all the way through the project. What's cool about that is they didn't send a car through, they sent an actual person with a big 360 camera on a backpack. And so you can kind of like pan around and look at the murals, and they're all nice and up close. It's pretty neat. At the end here we have the Holy Kids. And again, all of this was painted just a couple weeks ago during the Mural Expo. The Holy Kids are definitely one of our favorites. We love their abstract work, their colors, and then the use of negative space and the white background is really unique and special. Definitely influenced by kind of that more Matisse body of work that he did in his later years. But we love some of the pieces you can start to almost make out and kind of give your own self-interpretation. I see like kind of almost like a church up there. I see talk bubbles. I see some more like kind of architecture looking things. So it's a lot of fun to kind of create your own interpretation.
Like clouds.
Yeah, like clouds. This was, so case in point, how artists can evolve from the fence to the walls. So this is Creed B. We didn't really know Creed's work until he showed up last year, and he was like, hey, can I get a fence spot? So last year, Creed painted this, and then we were like, hey, you're killing it. We love that. Would you like a wall this year? And so Creed painted the wall. And then just like Brady's bird over there, which was painted last year, you know, some of our favorite fence panels we saved till the last people show up. And so no one showed up to paint this spot, so it got saved. This mural was painted by the Few and Far Women. They are an awesome group that came together. They're artists, skateboarders, street artists, graffiti artists, but they're all women from all over the world. They have artists in all these different countries, and they'll all come together with one mission, which is to provide women empowerment through skateboarding and street art. So they work with little girls on skateboarding. They teach little girls how to spray paint and think about painting big murals and provide awesome, happy, good vibes everywhere they go. So, like I said, there's a lot of artists in their group, but we had Ursula Young, Mimi, and Nico that came out and painted this lovely mural for us. And their inspiration was a fruit box. So you can kind of see the orchard up here. Mimi grew up in the mountains, so she loves always painting mountains, and this is Mimi's work right here. So Mimi's primarily a graffiti artist, where Nico does more photorealism, as you can see with the fruit. And then Ursula has a very illustrative style to her work over there. You can see they mixed in some brush up there. So the brush work is done by Ursula, and then the other two girls were using spray paint. And so Ursula's from New York, Mimi's from Virginia, and Nico's from San Diego.
Really?
So they all came together and met up here. So again, thank you to Fowler Automotive for providing cars for our traveling artists. And Monster Energy. They were Mimi is sponsored by Monster Energy.
Oh, really?
So they sent her to paint out to a whole bunch of different places.
Okay.
Well, we're super excited about this wall because we've been salivating over it for many years now. We started up the project in 2015. We really didn't get started going until 2016. And we've always wanted this wall. It was a big blank maroon wall before we tackled it. So we went and got the permit. We added it to the project just this summer. And this is the first round of murals that we've painted on it. We got Plastic Birdie, AKA Jeremy Nichols, all the way from Portland, Oregon. And then we have Mariela Guzman from Fort Worth, Texas. Mariela is originally from Mexico. She went to college at UT and has just been killing it with her like crazy psychedelic abstract Salvador Dali type stuff. And we thought that they would be a great couple to kind of collaborate on this. They did collaborate. You see like on the blue flows into that, and then Jeremy brought in his graffiti sticks. Jeremy also has a deep background in graffiti and realized that he could paint photorealism just only like 3 or 4 years ago. He's been doing graffiti for 20 plus years, and then someone said, hey, because he was always doing his characters in like more of a comic book illustrative style, and someone challenged him to do a photorealism, and he banged one out, and he's like, wow, I think I can do that. And now he's killing it with this. So this is all done with spray paint. You get up close, it's pretty phenomenal. The bird is all spray paint. There's no tape involved. This is all freehand spray paint, no guides, no stencils. Pretty phenomenal work. What's cool about Jeremy's work is that he mixes photorealism with this abstract flat work, this two-dimensional stuff. So these sticks here, he calls graffiti sticks. So if you imagine, this could be the back of a letter. So that would be the three-dimensional quality coming off the back of the letter. But he just draws these sticks and calls them graffiti sticks, which I love. I love that. And I also absolutely love the motion that's here because you see these floating rocks. Kind of looks like everything's suspended in time. It's pretty neat. And then Mariela's work is pretty neat. So as Jeremy was painting the bird, Mariela started painting the eggs. So you can see the bird eggs over here. There's the single egg there. And then you see the cracked egg over here that had 2 yolks in it. So I think she was trying to hint at the fact that there are maybe one person, one mural inside of an egg, but 2 people, 2 yolks. I don't know. Pretty cool. You can definitely see she's inspired by Salvador Dali, that chrome landscape that Dali does with his things that are, his stilts that are have that wonderful shadow type work. So, yeah, that's the new Oak and Ore wall. Okay, this is Frenemy. Frenemy is from Malaysia, like I was saying, but originally grew up in Dallas. So he's been living in Asia for about 10 years now. Very popular artist over in that area. Has art shows up and down Indonesia, Kuala Lumpur, Tokyo, all over Shanghai and stuff like that. Very active in that community. Also has a graffiti background, but has expanded into doing large-scale murals like you see here. And what I love about his work is just an explosion of imagination, which is kind of what he's doing here. You can see the little guy with his little doodle book. And I love his little dog pencil. His pencil is like a little character as well. And you can see everything just spilling out of his head. All of this imagination and castles and unicorns and gems and funky characters and dragons and all types of stuff. It's a lot of fun. What we really like about this type of work is, you know, it's very youthful. And so the kids look at it and go, wow, that looks like something I could have done, or that looks like characters that are in my head. But an adult did it. So it gives people like the freedom and the liberty to be a kid, even though you're an adult, you know, that, and then it also inspires kids. They're like, wow, like an adult did that, but they're still doing kid stuff, you know, which is cool. So, so where is it? Some hidden stuff in here. Ah, yeah. So Frenemy's in the Half Dead crew, which is HDK. And in the graffiti world, you spell crews with a K. And that harkens back to New Orleans, and the crews that are from New Orleans and Mardi Gras, they all spell it Krewe. And so it was just a funky way of spelling the word crew. So that's why you'll see Plaza Walls shirts that say crew on the back, but with a K. So that's kind of our throwback to the graffiti culture. But HDK, Half Dead Kids, or Half Dead Crew. And over here is a phenomenal artist from LA named Kipto. Kipto's work is just honestly unbelievable. He does these things so quick. He's been painting all over the world. You get on his YouTube channel. He has 500,000 followers on YouTube. He makes all of these like wicked interactive videos of every mural he paints, but he's out there in Finland, he's in Spain, he's in Tokyo, he's in Paris, he's all over the world, down in Colombia, South America, and now Oklahoma City, which is pretty cool. Which every artist that paints, I would love for there to be an opportunity where you could be like, Kipto? Hey Kipto, how you doing? Yeah, it's looking good, mural's looking great. Yeah, cool. Okay, good talking, bye-bye. But yeah, and you know, a lot of our artists, we don't only seek out talent, we also seek out artists that are, you know, we watch their videos, we look at their Instagram, we look at their comments, we look at the way that they're interacting with their communities. And Kipto is all about community, all about talking with people, experiencing the culture wherever he goes. There were kids out here, he was signing shirts and, you know, just giving away stickers and stuff, and that's what we really want. You know, we can work with a very talented person, but if they're a prima donna and a jerk, or someone that is just doesn't really want to talk to everyone, which that's fine if you're that type of an artist, but that doesn't work well with our project. So we love working with people that are very positive and kind and just really energetic about interacting with people. And Kipto is definitely like that. All of our artists were fantastic with the community. So, and I love, he paints a lot of struggle. And he's also tapping into this kind of like tribalistic, kind of, you know, whatever exists in our DNA from like back in the times of being a nomad or living in tribes. So you can see the gladiator that's fighting the dragon, and maybe some of his, I don't know, his warrior friends or his loved one that's back thinking about him. I don't know. Also, shout out to our sponsors, Tinker Federal Credit Union and Google, and Monster Energy, sponsored every single large-scale mural that you see in the project. Thank you, that's the end of the tour. Appreciate you coming out and checking out all the murals that we painted here at the Mural Expo in 2019. We ended in the new gift shop and the new gallery for the Plaza Walls. We've got prints of previous murals. All of our favorite murals are up here. We got some of the first ones that have ever done, all the way down to some of the ones that were done just recently. We also have some artwork for participating artists here. Axilla and Wiley is still up. We also have some merch. We got sweatshirts, we got t-shirts, we got spray paint. Yeah, so we got tons of swag so you can show your support and be styling and profiling all around town, repping that Plaza Walls gear. Thank you for coming out. That's Plaza Walls. We're out.